This is a snowdrift we had left on March 7th this year. You don't need to quit. You're doing good, honey. You're singing good. You know the name of it?
No.
Music's the tender's part of it. Beyond that, I don't know either.
Himself and used the Bible as his defense. But a judge appointed a public defender who entered a not guilty plea. Prosecutors still are investigating.
I guess so.
Okay, now you can talk and say hello to Marge tonight.
Hi, Marge and Art.
That's pretty good.
Nice of you to see me. I can't see you. Hope all is well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfair that Dad's taking my picture tonight.
No, it isn't.
I have no excuse.
You don't.
You don't need an excuse. Do you want to say it again to Marge and I?
I forgot what did I say.
Whatever it was, you can say it again.
Not if I know what it is.
But you just say like, hello to Marge and Art.
Hello, you guys. This is Mark and Archie. How was that?
That's pretty good. That'll do.
Yeah, you can tell the red lights on.
And I thought maybe you would just like say something to Marge and Art.
Hello, Marge and Art.
That's pretty good.
I just told Daddy that somehow it's hard to not be self-conscious when there's a camera aimed at you.
It is. I'm with you.
But Marjorie, I appreciated your card, and I haven't written back yet, but we enjoyed that, and thank you.
Sit down and eat, and I'll
No,
film you.
I've got it on. I've got it running
Oh.
on you.
Uh-oh.
Did you have any message other than that?
Did you have a good visit with Kim at our house the other day?
Yeah, you visit Kim the other day. When you was there for Ben's girl. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
You don't talk with your mouth full anyway that way.
Yeah. Oh. That's a good message. I'll tell him,
Okay.
That's a cute smile.
Now look up here, and he's working now. Rachel, could you give me that smile again? Yeah.
there's something on your tooth.
You tell Grandpa and Noni and Marge and Art what happened to you this week. You want to?
She was,
Lots of things out there.
0 in on that student of the month.
she was student of the
How
month.
much you work for it? That's nice. Yeah, I see.
And well deserved. Well deserved.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's nice.
It's all hanging up.
Noni's already gave him a message on here.
Did you tell him hello already?
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just pick every one of them.
It's a good deal.
It's about 15 miles south of Wells.
Squadron 86.
Now it's recording. Now you can talk.
Well, I hope all of you there in Idaho this last week. Had a very good week. Sending you love and kisses and all that stuff. I had asked Howard not to take my picture because my hair is falling out and I hate to see myself in the camera. We really had a rain here today, or last night. It rained all night long, so it kind of threw a kibosh in their golf, but Howard wasn't going to be able to play anymore anyhow. He just wore himself out, his arm out, but it's still, I'm just so glad you let him come and have this 5 days of quiet rest, if that's what you had.
Yeah, I had an awful lot of it, yeah. We had a lovely dinner tonight at Knott's Berry Farm. Chicken and dumplings.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
There's the rolls that are left.
Yeah, there's some.
That's all that's left. They give you a great big plate when you sit down, even before you get your dinner or lunch. They give you this big plate of hot biscuits and all the boysenberry jam that you want. So, of course, you're hungry before you get your dinner, so everybody sits there and eats these hot biscuits. And Howard and I brought some of our chicken dumplings home. That's what we had tonight for our snack. Needless to say, Art had eaten all of his. There it's found.
Yep.
Now we're going to turn to him. Did you turn it off now?
Folks up in Idaho, first of all, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your letting Howard spend this time with us for the past week. Margie and I waited many, many days for his coming, and we look forward to it, and it was just so nice having him wheel in here and share the week with us. We had a wonderful time. I think perhaps Howard and I became better acquainted on this trip than we have previously. He rolled in here about 9 o'clock, and we figured that he would. The weather was quite nice. We went over to Las Amigas, played 18 holes of golf. He loosened up those muscles of his. After a couple of holes, he began to hit the ball just like he used to. He hasn't lost a bit of his touch. The 3 months that he hadn't played was put aside. And we just had a wonderful 18 holes of golf. We got home at a good time. Margie was waiting for us. She had dinner already. And knowing that Howard is very fond of such things like rice and meatballs, she had put together some rice and meatballs, and we had a very enjoyable dinner, rice, meatballs, green beans. Howard ate very heartily. And we closed off the day then by shooing Howard outside so I could shoot Margie up and get her in bed, which is our usual procedure. At 7 o'clock, I do the process of putting the vitamins and things into her liquid food, and then we retire because that's what we have to do. The next morning, we awakened quite early and went to another golf course. Which one was it, Howard? I have forgotten. I can't think right now. It was
The Mountain Meadows?
Marshall Canyon. This is a course located up right against the base of the mountains. The course is laden with oak trees and right against the San Gabriel Hills. And it's just a beautiful course. It's on the side of the mountain, and everything rolls away from the mountain. And we just had a great day. The sun was out, and the weather was perfect, and we had a nice cool breeze blowing across the course. And we rode karts, and had a great time. And we were glad when the day was over. And Howard didn't do too bad. His game was getting better. He was feeling real good about it. And it was the end of another perfect day. I'm sorry he didn't have his camcorder with us and could have shot pictures of the different holes in the mountains and things. We talked about it, but we didn't do it. So we closed out another great day. Got home, Margie had dinner ready. We cleaned up the meatballs that were left from the first day and retired in our usual time. And the next day, we got up earlier. We had to get up about 5:30, 5 o'clock, and went to a course that Howard had never played. It was called Royal Vista, located over here in a community in Rowland Heights. The course is completely surrounded by mountains and homes, and just a beautiful layout. I worried about putting Howard on this course because I thought it would be too tough for him. And I have to admit, it wasn't tough for him. It was tough for me. I allowed him a couple of strokes, and he whooped me. And the guys playing with us took a couple of bucks off of me, and I came home that night with my tail between my legs. I was the one that the course beat up on, and Howard was licking his chops, saying, well, I like this course. There wasn't a flat spot on it. The greens were shaped like the moon. They were rounded off, or they had valleys and hills on them. But it was a great day, and we had a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable. But when we got home that night, we were ready to rest, and we went to bed kind of early. I think our increased maturity was beginning to catch up with us. But the next morning we awakened, had breakfast with Marge, and he and Marge had a great visit. They just had some of the nicest visits they've ever had. And again, we departed for the golf course then about 11 o'clock. Well, Mother Nature all around us was dumping rain. The skies were black, and we thought, well, this is going to be disaster. So we were to tee off at 11:15, and nobody was playing golf, but not Howard and I and the other two fellows. We walked up to the starter and put down our money and said, we're going to go. So we went out onto this course. It's a beautiful course. Again, it backs up to the San Gabriel Mountains. Beautiful greens. Everything's nice and green. We've been getting so much rain that California is really it's a beautiful time to be here. So we took off on that course, and I was determined that I was going to subdue it. And Howard, I was worried a little about him because it's a long course, but he doesn't hit the ball far, but he hits it straight. And we really had a good 18 holes of golf. There are some underground springs on this course, and some of the fairways were quite wet. But the greens were in terrific shape, and we moved around the course at a good rate of speed, and we were lucky in that we got home about 3:30. It was another beautiful day. Howard had a little problem with his left arm. A muscle in there began to torment him a bit, and I guess it's part of increased maturity and just lack of playing golf. But on Friday then, he decided that maybe he shouldn't play anymore because the arm was giving him some trouble. But we had had 4 beautiful days of golf, and we had had just such a great time. So it was raining this morning when we got up, and I canceled out from playing with the fellas, and we decided to go over to Knott's Berry Farm and have chicken dinner. So we got our things put together, and about 11 o'clock we loaded up in the car, and we loaded up Margie's little Amigo, and away we went to Knott's Berry Farm. We went in and we had a chicken dumpling dinner, and their hot biscuits and butter and boysenberry jam and all of those little goodies that they have over there. And of course I ate too much, and Howard and Marge, they both got doggy boxes, and they brought part of theirs home. and they just finished eating it now. But it looks like all good things have to come to an end. Howard has his van packed. We've loaded up. He had loaded it up, and he's ready to hit the road in the morning. Again, Marge and I want to thank you folks for letting him share this week with us. He looks good. He rested, and it was so nice having him here. And we just hope that he'll be able to come many more times. We know that all of you have worked real hard to make this possible, and your consideration for Howard in making it possible is certainly one to be commended for. And we're so happy that he was able to spend this time with us. Howard and I talked about things in my life more than his, about different things of the war years and such, and so Howard went out and got the camcorder. He had it in the van and decided to come in and take this conversation. And we were going to talk a little bit about my brother that was killed on the aircraft carrier Watt. And Margie told Howard about the time she was a soccer coach and taught school in Leonardtown, Maryland, right after the close of the war, and he had never known that she'd been a coach in high school in PE, and she had done this, and she had played for the championship between Leonardtown and another city, and the other team beat her only 1-0, and that's just because they were lucky, and that male coach couldn't stand to having a woman knock his team off. But she did an outstanding job, and they just loved her there. She taught the 7th and 8th grade, and then the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade in high school. And I don't think many people know that Margie, this was one of her experiences in lifetime, but she did a great job and enjoyed it very much, and as you know, her competitive spirit made her a great leader, and the youngsters really loved her for it. I've talked too much, quite a bit, but thanks again for sharing Howard with us for a week. It had meant so much to Margie and to Art, and it was so nice having him here. Good luck to all of you guys, and good luck to Ben on his trip to Australia, on his mission. We wish the best for him.
Pretty cat? Mm-hmm. Yes. Beautiful cat, pretty girl. Mother's Day.
What?
This is a Mother's Day.
Oh.
Mother's Day flowers from Tom and Jean.
Say hi.
Now it's taken.
Huh? Oh, now it's taking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that your model pose? Wave your hand like this.
Yeah. Elbow, wrist.
Candy, you need to get your head down there so we can get you too.
Oh, you mean I'm not in there?
You're not in it.
Darn. Don't need to wave it to you.
Hi.
These are the new silk kind of flowers, honey.
Yeah,
These ones are ones that
These are the ones from David and Debbie.
David.
David and Debbie. Uh-huh.
There's all sorts of weird stuff.
weird.
Well, I don't know. Then she got a card for you
Oh, where'd this come from?
from my mom.
Oh. Is it?
Oh.
It doesn't open.
There we go.
Oh, it does.
It says, Mom, happy Mother's Day to the best mom in the whole world. We love you.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then she wanted you to see this balloon. So you might like to.
That's cute too.
Yeah, that's nice too.
Da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da. La-da. La-da. Let's start.
Would you like me to take your water, Noni?
What?
Would you like me to take your water?
Are you done with the water?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want more?
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Got it.
La,
Josh has a funny thing in his head, huh?
Oh, gee. La, 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 la. That's the horse.
You want some more water?
It doesn't help.
Oh, okay.
La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ah da 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 da.
Today's May 8th. We have Noni singing along with Mitch Miller.
Oh yeah.
1993.
Da 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 da.